welcome to another edition of the Mississippi Pickers.
Hello everyone, my name is Tony with the Mississippi Pickers, and today I'm going to share a few of my thrift store finds with you. Deidre couldn't be here today. She's under the weather, got a little head cold, so I'm running solo. The first thing I want to talk about is something I know absolutely nothing about. Sewing patterns. I don't currently sell sewing patterns. They're worth some money, but it would take you probably quite a while to really get a really good understanding of what sells and what don't sell in sewing patterns. You go into the thrift store, you see them all the time. At least I do here. One thing is, how do you know which ones are valuable, which ones you don't? Well, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. What I can tell you is a simple way to date a sewing pattern. Now, this is not going to be like 100%. But it should give you a pretty good indication of when the sewing pattern was made for most of the vintage ones. So if you look on these things, well, I'm sure there's all kinds of neat little tricks that you can do to figure out what a age of a sewing pattern is, but the quick and dirty way to figure out what the age is, I don't know if you can see this, just look at the price. Just look at the price of it. If it's 15 cents, 12 cents, 15 cents, something like that, turn of the century, right around 1910, 1920, somewhere in there. 20 cents, it's going to be somewhere in the 20s. 30 cents, 35 cents, somewhere in the 30s. 40 cents in the 40s. 50 cents in the 50s, and so on. This stops being true around the 80s. In the 70s, they can go anywhere between 75 cents to $1.25. And like I said, that's not 100% of the time, but it's quick, and more than likely you'll have something around the era that you're looking for. Like I said, I don't know a lot about sewing patterns. I did like 15 minutes of research trying to figure out, which ones were good and which ones were bad. I see them all the time. I might start selling them. I don't know. I picked this one up. I have no idea. And I thought this one was kind of cool. Simplicity. The Vogue patterns, I think those were like the top of the line sewing patterns of the day. So anyway, that's something that might help you out. Next time you're in a thrift store and you see a whole bunch of sewing patterns, you don't know what's from what, I'm right there with you. But I know now, just look at the price. If the price is really cheap, like 25, 30 cents, that's old. And if it's, around 50 cents, 65 cents, you're somewhere in the 50s or 60s. That's a good tip. Some of the stuff I bought today, actually this was something Deidre bought yesterday before she got sick. Yeah. These are women's John Deere boots. They're in really good shape. She paid up on these puppies. If you can see that. 20 bucks. But you get about 60 bucks for those in this condition. Nice pair of boots. I'm off and on with shoes and boots. They sell, but they don't sell like all the time. I don't know. Shoes and boots, they're great filler material. The only way I really like buying shoes is if I can get them very cheap. When I say very cheap, I mean under $5. Like I said, Deidre paid up on those boots, but you know, they're worth a lot of money, so not a bad deal. One of our thrift stores was having a half off sale today. I bought this cowbell. It's old, rusted out, vintage cowbell that was probably hanging around Elsie's neck at some point. I got it for $1.50, and those sell around $10, $15. It's not something you can sell every day, but not too bad. I didn't pick up a lot of stuff today. Deidre wasn't with me, and just trying to get through and get home. I bought a couple things that were from a set. This one. This is a cookie mold. You've probably seen these around your thrift store before. You see what it says? Cookie for Santa. Yeah, it's not Christmas time right now, but if you wait till Christmas time to try to buy Christmas stuff, you forget it. It won't be there. That'll sell around Christmas time. This thing, I don't really know what this is, to be honest with you. My mother had one, and what she used it for was she'd put it on the stove, and when she was like, she had this big wooden spoon, and she's always stirring some stew or something, and when she'd get through stirring it, she would take the spoon out and she would lay it on top of this thing. Now, I don't know if that's what this is for. That's what she used it for. If somebody in the comments can tell me what this is, if I'm right or if that's just what she was using it for. But I thought it was kind of cool. I got both of these. These were $2. They were half off, so I got them for $1 a piece. Hey, like I said, $10 to $15 on the little cookie mold. That's a clay cookie mold, if you want to look those up. Clay cookie mold and porcelain, whatever this is. I don't know. But there's the brand on it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because, well, I can't. But you see the brand up. That's a good brand. Not terribly expensive, but that stuff sells. The last thing that I bought today was this vintage aluminum strainer. My mom always had one of these in the sink, full of turnip greens. She's always cooking turnip greens, and this is what she would clean them in. I think hers was actually a little bit bigger than this, but may have been the same size, maybe just because I was small. But these sell somewhere between the $10, $15, $20 range, depending on the buyer. Not a bad deal. I got it for $1.50. It was, if you can see on there, $3, but half off. So I got it for $1.50. And that's about it. I didn't do a lot today. We have had some really sluggish sales of late. It's been slow. Really slow. So if you're selling on eBay and your store is just like come to a standstill, yeah, you're not alone. I think we're all kind of in that boat. There's some stores that are still doing well, but I think it just depends on a couple of different factors. The main thing is what you sell, and then the other thing is your geographic location, as to whether or not shipping is cheaper to you, to the persons that are buying right now. I don't know. Who knows? But the biggest majority of people out there are having really slow sales right now. So if you're in that boat, don't kick yourself, and don't worry about it. It's gonna come back. It's just we're in the slow part of the season right now. So July and August always gonna be slow, and hopefully things will be picking up pretty soon for all of us. I guess that's about it. I just wanted to throw this video up real quick, and hope you enjoyed that tip about the sewing patterns, because I'm thinking about getting into this. That's something interesting to me. You know, I'm not a sewer. I can sew. I choose not to. But I just think it'd be something neat to do. Some of these patterns have got some really cool looking art on the front. I don't know, but there you go. Hope that helps. Something else for you to fill your house with. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you real soon. Hopefully Deidre will be feeling better and she can join me. And hit that subscribe button down there. And all of you that have subscribed, thank you. Really, we appreciate that. And we'll see you pretty soon. Peace out.